Well, after that little embarrassment, it looks like we've got some good news. We have a radio report on the task force, which is very good news, in fact. They took a southeasterly turn here, and I'm expecting that I'll probably run into them around here. Based on the fact that it says medium speed, I think that they're probably going about 8 knots still. So we don't get to play in the Firth of Forth, which I'm actually kind of glad about now that I'm looking at it a little more, because this area here is approximately 2.5 kilometers wide. That's really, really narrow. And if we were to go in there, it would be shallow water. It would be hard for us to maneuver. All in all, I'm kind of glad that we're going to be shying away from there. So we'll just have to see if we catch up with these guys. I think we will. We're going at about 13 knots right now, and they're going 8, so we should overtake them pretty easily. And once we do overtake them, I will let you know. Very interesting. So, we have a coastal convoy here heading north-northwest. We have a task force that, based on my estimates, is probably almost here, if it went along the course that I'm expecting it to. I did a sound check not too long ago, and it was out of audio range, which is reasonable, because 20 knots, or 20 kilometers is roughly the maximum that you can go for hearing something. So we didn't hear them, but now I'm kind of thinking I'm going to pursue the convoy, because I think my actual mission, as I said, is to sink a convoy and do it by destroying the escorts with torpedoes and shooting at everybody. So, we're going to adjust course. We might run into the task force. If there's something that piques my interest, I'll take a couple shots at it, because I really want to conserve these Type 2 torpedoes for shooting at escorts. It is still daylight out, even though it's 5 o'clock. The year has progressed quite a bit from when we were, puttering around during the winter time, and it would get dark real early. But now it's still fairly light, so we need to watch our timing on these interceptions that we do. So, I'm going to leave these dudes alone. I'm going to try and catch up with these dudes. I don't think they're actually going north-northwest for very long. I think they're going to go north, probably towards, well, I don't know. I'm just assuming they're going to go north. So, I'm going to mark them in and hopefully catch up with them. So about 20 minutes ago, I had a contact with a destroyer, possibly. Maybe it could have been a patrol boat, one of those little torpedo boats, but it was off in this direction here. So it could be the lead element of the convoy, but I'm not getting any merchant contacts since. And based on the time that it is now, let's see. They were heading 7 knots. They should have moved about 26 clicks. That would be roughly where they should be. So, I'm not sure what's going on. This is an unrelated contact here. But hopefully I'll hear something here in a minute. I'm kind of scratching my head here. I don't know what's going on, because I should be hearing, if that is the lead of a convoy, I should definitely be hearing something. 243. That's a different bearing. And that, you'll notice that when that came up, that radio contact was removed. That usually means that that is that contact. So let's see. I'm heading west now. I'm doing this backwards. Heading west now, and this is 243. So that's what? Something like 127. Yeah, that's not anything of interest to us. So I'm going to keep hunting the convoy, I guess. Disregard all that nonsense I just executed there. We'll try and see if we can catch up with these guys. I'm a little bit worried, though. That warship contact was a red herring. It's still back here. And I just realized that since this was about 1710 that we had this, it would be, the convoy should be about here. So I let them go past me, basically. So we have to hunt them again. Well, I seem to have lost the convoy. I can't really say for sure where it is. It didn't really have anything to do with the fact that I didn't have contact update on. I just simply hunted them incorrectly. I made a guess on which direction they were going, and apparently I was wrong. There is a possibility that they headed northeast, so I was dilly-dallying around here and, you know, missing them as a result. But now I have that merchant contact that is sort of off to the port and a little bit behind us, so I think I'm going to hunt him instead. So I'm setting a course to the east, and since he's audible, I think that and he was heading north if it was that radio contact, so that should be pretty easy for us to catch. I'd like to probably use an aft torpedo on him. I think I will. Depending on what it is, of course, it could be something big, possibly, I suppose, but it could also just be a stupid little coastal freighter, which will really piss me off. I might actually sink it with my deck gun, give my gunner a test, but I think I will just try and pursue him for now. And actually, I already found him. He was listed as medium range, so there he is, and he looks like he is a... he looks like he's actually a large merchant, so that's a decent target. I might just try the one torpedo on him. He's quite far away, though, so we're going to have to wait. Especially because the waves are a little bit choppy, so we're not going to mess with that too much. But I will ID him. And this might jeopardize my ability to find that convoy at a later time, but I don't think... Honestly, I don't think that we're going to run into him, so let's see. He's at 103 right now, based on what I'm seeing here. About like, damn it, get the compass and the protractor mixed up. So we're about like that. He's 103. And he's within visual range, so he's quite close. Mark him about there. It says 104, that's okay. And so that means that we may want to adjust course. Well, actually, no. This actually might work out perfectly. He might pass astern of us. So we are probably going to just come to a dead stop. Because he's heading right across the stern of our boat. In fact, we might even back up. We'll do that. And once he is in a desirable shooting arc, I will commence the shooting process. Okay, so he's at a good angle now. Well, sort of good angle. And he's at, well, more importantly, he's at a good range. So let's try our shot here. And everybody's favorite part, me fiddling with the aiming reticle. I had an idea of how to make patrols more challenging, and that would be to do them one-handed. Now, don't get any funny ideas about what I mean by that, but to do this effectively, I do need to use two hands. I can see myself possibly doing it with one hand, but I don't know. I think it might be kind of hilarious to see if it actually worked. Whoops. Damn it. Because my left hand is being used to move the arrow keys up and down, which maneuvers the reticle itself, whereas the mouse messes with the top bar there. So it's kind of a touchy system, and it does require two hands to do it properly, but trying it one-handed would be kind of a hoot, I think. I think that that's probably as good as we're going to get on the range. He's about there. He's actually almost exactly square with us. Want to make sure that we're telling it to use the aft tube. And let's time it out. Let's speed this up a little bit. Oh shit, we lost him. Shit. Happens a lot. Just making sure I don't go too far with the time compression here. And 30 is actually a generous amount of time. Ooh, 10 knots. That's quite fast. Let's just tweak his AOB a little bit. It's still coming up with almost a straight shot, so that's great. Impact pistol a little shallower. I'm thinking that might be a little bit fast, So I'm going to tweak it down just a touch, just down to 9.5 maybe. It was at 10.5 there. And we're going to fire. And it's estimating about 4 minutes to impact. That's probably generous again, but generosity is pretty much lost on me. Alright, and as opposed to when we use a Type 2, we can actually follow this because it leaves a wake. There we are. Excuse me. Most wonderful time of year, the holidays. All the nasal decongestants, headaches. These are a few of my favorite things. I've been a little bit too musical on this LP already, so I apologize. I think this looks like a good shot. Yeah, and in fact, I'm going to have us come about.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 264. Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Good. Okay, I was making sure it didn't speed us up a bunch because I don't know if there's any warships in the area. There probably aren't. But oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. That might hit it square right at the stack, but I do think that's going to be a hit unless it sees it. Oh wow, that's a great shot. That's wonderful. That went far better than I thought. I thought that that guy was going much faster, that our speed estimate was way off, but that was good. His stacks, well, we're technically cheating now, so I'm going to move us around a little bit. And we're probably going to have to finish it off with the deck gun. But that gives me an opportunity to take Mr. what was his name? Mitten? Hurton. That wasn't even close. Alright. Alfred Hurton is hurting for a squirtin'. So we're, that's all wrong. I'm sorry about that. We're going to try to take some shots at this thing with the deck gun here. Alright, so it should be ahead and slightly to starboard. So I'm going to adjust our periscope accordingly. I'll say 20 degrees. Maybe not. There he is, okay. He seems to have slowed significantly. And that's good. So we're going to pursue him on the surface, and we're going to get pretty close to him before we take our shots. Just because, although I think Alfred's a great guy, you know, he's a wonderful delight at parties, I don't know if he's going to be able to shoot worth a damn, even if he does have this qualification. We should have really good efficiency on the deck casing compartment here. It's not really a compartment, I guess, but I don't think it's going to be maxed out, probably, because none of our officers are particularly good at the whole shooting thing, so. He appears to have engine damage because there's not very much smoke coming out. I'm going to adjust our course a bit. That's probably too much. Just go like that. Now, if he's still going 10 knots, well, he's zigzagging too, so that's going to slow him down relative to us, but we might need to increase our speed if he is going 10 knots. Let's just do that anyways, just to finish this guy off quickly. Yeah, he's trying to make an effort to elude us, but it's not going to work. He seems actually to be pretty much undamaged. Let's just use the ship camera and take a look. I was going to say he's not really listing, and it does appear that he's listing slightly to starboard, but not by much. Just keep... I might even increase our speed more, just because he's being a dick. not complying with my wishes for him to sink immediately. I thought that was a good shot, too. I thought that that would at least do engine damage, and it might have, but maybe not.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Slow down now because we are good and close. And put Mr. Hurton, it's a great name, on the deck gun. And that does, so you can see, I think that that's about what the efficiency was for that, just with 3 people on it. Now that we add these other folks, it's looking pretty good. So I'm still expecting misses, but whatever. Excuse me.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Nearest merchant.
Nahegelegensten Frachter markiert.
And I want them to aim for the water line.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Auf Wasserlinie zielen.
And go for it.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Feuer frei.
That's good and close. I don't think that we'll have any problems with you dicks. Okay. If this is a recurring theme, okay, that's a good shot. That's a great shot, actually, too. Because that's about where our torpedo hit. Why am I doing this slowly? That's what she said. Those are a little bit too high for me, but he's at least hitting it, which is important. So, if you hit the ship above the water line and you manage to get some secondary explosions going, that's fine. So, I'm not too bent out of shape over this. Is that order actually in place to... Wow. Nice. Yeah, water line. I don't know what he's... I mean, admittedly, the ship is now at a difficult angle for us, but most of these shots haven't been at the water line. That one was. That one was terrible. That one was not good. That one was not good. Not good. Not good. Okay. If I have to take over, I'm going to be really disappointed because that was the whole point of getting this guy onto the ship, was so that I didn't have to do deck gun attacks myself. Yeah, these are abysmal. You're done. I mean, there are some waves, I guess, but I don't think that really can account for it. He has taken quite a bit of damage, so maybe we'll just give him a few more send-off shots. Okay, yeah, I'm not looking so smart now, huh? Good lord. Wait for the waves to stop. Whoops, shit. Okay. You know what? Quit laughing at me. God damn. Alright. There you go. That's how you do it. That was a brilliant, beautiful, perfect shot in every way. That was less perfect, but also quite good. No, it wasn't that good. I really need him to take on water, so that's why I'm trying to hit him at the water line. You're not going to sink a ship like this by blowing it up. It just, with this type of armament, it's not going to work. Oh, he's sinking actually by the stern now, it looks like. Good. We're going to move that over a bit. Just take a couple more shots at him just to send him off. Whoa. Yeah. See, the problem with this view, with zooming in like this, is that you can't see what your gun is doing, what the wave action on your gun is. So that makes it a little bit tricky, but I think that we're gonna... There we go. I think we've got it straightened out here. Just a couple more. Good. Good enough. Whoa! Technicolor Explosion! That was my DJ name back in college. I don't know if that came up as being a giant purple blob there for you guys, but that's what it came up for me. Yeah, she's going down. I would think so. Where did it go? There. So that took a little bit more ammunition than I wanted to, in light of the fact that I do want to complete that mission by, just sinking the escorts with the torpedoes and everything, and shooting everything else with the deck gun. But it's 10,000 tons, and I can't pass that up. So I wanted to get something in the bank to soothe my bruised ego after missing out on that task force, at least. So we've got that one down. As far as our next order of business, I think we are going to try going a little bit northwest still, and I'll just readjust our course. And let's see, how's our radio guy? He's okay. Let's swap him out, because I would love to get some better radio info about convoys or anything in the area. So 10,000 tons in the bank, though. So we're going to go northwest, see if we can catch that convoy. If not, we'll probably start heading north, and then we're going to jog back over to Norway in a bit, because it's almost, well, it's not almost go time. Probably we will hang out here for a few days and then head up to Norway. How's that sound? Good? Good.